Good evening, everyone. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. Let's begin. First up, we're following breaking news in our newsroom this evening. Sununu would refuse to deploy New Hampshire National Guard to border to separate families. Governor opposes Trump administration policy but says New Hampshire National Guard has not been contacted by Pentagon. Governor Chris Sununu said Tuesday that while the New Hampshire National Guard has not been asked to send troops to the southern border to enforce the Trump administration's controversial immigration policy, if asked, he would refuse to deploy troops to separate families. Separating children from parents at border is inhumane, Baker Walsh say. Let's take a listen to the video from WCVB Boston.
The 2018 Nissan Rogue Sport, now with available Nissan intelligent mobility technologies, like automatic emergency braking. Now on the Nissan Rogue family. Now's the time to save with exclusive offers like this.
Well, look, I said yesterday that I wasn't going to send our National Guard to the border because I felt the treatment of the kids and the families down there was cruel and inhumane, and until they change it, we won't participate. But I think it's really important for everybody in D.C. to recognize and appreciate the fact that what they're doing on the border is not the way we should handle border security, and they should get together and come up with a plan that treats people humanely and deals with the issue. And you know, we've been doing that here, not on that issue, but on many other issues for the past 4 years. People who have different points of view should be able to find common ground and get stuff done. And on this one in particular, they should be able to find common ground and get something done.
This is all on the White House. This is all on the president. I would love to see immigration reform, and I think we've been talking about it for a long time, and there's a bipartisan bill that's filed in the United States Congress, so I'd be so concerned about it, take up the bill. This is all in the White House. It's an embarrassment. As a father, he's an embarrassment.
What do you think should happen when these families do come over illegally?
There's no reason to separate the kids from their mothers and fathers. If you want to run them and process them through, keep the families together, keep them intact, don't separate them. That's the most inhumane thing I've ever seen in my life as far as something that we've done as a country.
And I think the folks in Washington, Republicans and Democrats, should find a way to work together to get something done so that we aren't a country that tears children away from their moms and their dads at the border. There has to be a better answer to this than that one.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And we want to hear from you. Let us know what you think about this. Comment below and let us know. Maine nearly ready to begin ranked choice tabulations. Let's take a listen to the video from WMTW News 8 Maine.
Today's Modern Pest phrase of the day is pop quiz.
Everything you know about ants.
There are over 10,000 species of ants found worldwide. These social
To learn more, visit our pest library online at modernpest.com.
Almost a week after the primary, and this morning, staffers with the Secretary of State's office are back here in Augusta. They're hoping to finish uploading all of the voting materials from across the state. That's before they can even run the tabulation. 9 a.m. and staffers were off to work after the weekend. None of the 7 Democrats broke the 50% threshold in the first round of voting. So right now, Attorney General Janet Mills and Army veteran Adam Cody are in a tight race for the gubernatorial Democratic nomination for governor. Meantime, the race for the Democratic nomination in Maine's 2nd congressional district is also undecided. It does look like Jared Golden could hang on to his lead over Lucas St. Clair. The Secretary of State's office expected this process to last a few days. When we checked in this morning, staffers were down to about 11 municipalities across the state.
And we have a very experienced staff. It's not unlike doing a recount as far as, the process and the setup goes. So they're very familiar with that, and it's been going smoothly. We've got a lot done already, and are looking to get a lot more done today with the uploading.
And we are told that the Secretary of State's office will give the public notice well ahead of them running that tabulation. That could happen later today or maybe even later this week. And once that is run, it will show which candidate won, by how much they won, and how ranked choice voting played out in each round. In Augusta, Kathleen Jordan, WMTW News 8.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And now let's take a look at your U.S. stock market and see how your U.S. stock market closed for this Tuesday evening. And here's a look at that U.S. stock market. Your Dow Jones Industrial Average closed in the red and went down. Your Nasdaq closed in the red and went down. S&P 500 closed in the red and went down. CNBC IQ 100 closed in the red and went down. Gold closed in the red and went down. Oil closed in the red and went down. U.S. 10-year closed in the red and went down. Euro/USD closed in the green and went up. And VIX closed in the green and went up. Dow tumbles about 300 points, wipes out gains for a year as Trump directs more tariffs at China. Stocks fell on Thursday after President Donald Trump's latest threat to China increased fears of an impending trade war between the world's largest economies. Members of Sessions Church accuse him of child abuse on family separation. Let's take a listen to the video from ABC News.
Only Tylenol rapid release gels have laser drilled holes. They release medicine fast for fast pain relief. Tylenol.
I thought I'd take a little bit of digression here to discuss some concerns raised by our church friends about separation of families. Many of the criticisms raised in recent days are not fair, not logical, and some are contrary to plain law. And I would cite you to the Apostle Paul and his clear and wise command in Romans 13 to obey the laws of the government because God has ordained the government for his purposes. Orderly and lawful processes are good in themselves. Consistent, fair application of law is in itself a good and moral thing, and that protects the weak. It protects the lawful. Our policies that can result in short-term separation of families is not unusual or unjustified, and it's really a very short period of time. I'm not unaware, that the Lord told Nehemiah that when he got to come back home to Jerusalem to build a wall. That's the first thing he told him to do. It wasn't to keep people in, it was to keep bad people out. I don't think there's a scriptural basis that justifies any idea that we must have open borders in the world today, or that reasonable nation states can't set reasonable policies for immigration in their country.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And that does it for the Riley King Newscast right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your Tuesday evening, and I'll see you back here tomorrow for another newscast. And I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Good night, everyone. Bye.